Hi, I'm AJ. Welcome to my channel. I am a full-time designer who owns the brand Run and Follow, or Run and Follow Shop, runandfollowshop.com, if you will. And I thought it would be fun to take y'all behind the scenes on what I do in an average week as a designer and independent business owner. My brand is sustainability focused clothing that is both modular, so pieces can be turned into 2 or 3 different ways to wear it, or they're zero waste, so they're made out of scrap fabric. I'm doing this full time, and I thought it would be fun for me to document and also to share because I get a lot of questions about it. Disclaimer, this is actually over the span of 2 weeks because the week that I started to film, I ended up getting strep. So I had a little breather in the middle, but this is averagely what would occur in 1 week minus the strep. I've really been valuing having some slow mornings, especially with my partner. And this was the outfit of the day. The boots are Free People. The pants are Run and Follow. They're called the year-round pants. The sweater underneath is thrifted. The mustard yellow tank top is a hand-me-down, but it's from Madewell originally, and it's a vintage coat. As of January, my brand has started to sell at 2 physical retail locations in New York City. One is in Manhattan and one is in Brooklyn. So I had to restock one of my stores because they were doing a big event in middle of February and I wanted fresh merchandise. And then the other store, I was just starting to get onboarded into selling there. So I had to do my initial stock with them and prep everything to make sure that it was right to be on the floor. Since this is my first video really about this, I just wanted to give a little background that my brand is about 6 years old, which is scary to say. I've been running it since I moved to the city for college. I went to FIT briefly. Since 2017, in some capacity, I have been designing and selling apparel through the name Run and Follow. It's obviously evolved and changed a lot. In 2023, I took a job at a tech startup, which was extremely interesting and enlightening. I had never worked in a larger corporate environment before, so I wanted to see what it was like and make sure that I was just getting well-rounded experiences. I mean, I'm 24. There's a lot of options and opportunities out there that I would be doing myself a disservice for not trying something more corporate or something where I'm working for someone else. It was a cool experience, but at the end of 2023, I decided I would like to get back into designing and working for myself. So I quit that job and now I'm back to doing Run and Follow full time. I never formally shut the store down or anything. It was just a year where there was a little bit less going on the site and with product release. I think it's important, if you're going to tie your career to your creativity, to make sure that you're listening to yourself and not burning out. That being said, at the end of 2022, I was feeling really burnt out. So I felt very pressured to have my income tied to my ability to create when I had a lot going on in my life. And I think taking a step back from projects is important. I'm going to do a more in-depth video about starting my brand and make some other content about sustainable fashion and running a brand. So feel free to subscribe or check back in if that's something that interests you. I just wanted to give some highlights in this video to go along with what I'm doing and why I'm doing it with my brand right now. When starting out in digital marketing or any career, you really know. At the point of uploading this, we've been in our newest brick and mortar store for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a month, I think. At the time of filming this, I was just prepping the product, getting ready to do a drop-off, and doing all the intro meetings with the team members. The store is called The Canvas, and it's located in the Oculus. If you want to check it out, check out my brand there. There's like 25 other brands, I think, in the physical location, if not more. And they also have a location in Seaport. Sustainability and ethical production is very important to me. So the one collection that I design is all modular, meaning that the pieces have like snaps, buttons, and pulls, which allow you to buy one piece but then wear it for multiple occasions, multiple seasons, multiple environments. And the idea is that by buying basics that are modular and serve multiple purposes, you actually could shop from us less and get more, which is kind of like my design ethos. That's our capsule collection, and most of those pieces are produced in small batches at our partner factory in LA, or they are made to order from an assistant of mine or a seamstress that I work with in New York City. The other pieces are made mostly by me. And they are one-of-ones, zero waste. They're made from donated and salvaged fabric. And that's part of like minimizing waste in the fashion industry. All the brands that sell at the Canvas have to represent at least one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals outlined by the United Nations. And they vet each brand to make sure that you are upholding one or more of those values, and that's part of the processes that you have to show how you outline those values. And I really like that because I feel like it prevents greenwashing as much, which is something that is really bad in the sustainable apparel space. After meeting with the buyer and they made their selection of pieces, they selected a lot of our style that's called the Perfect Tee. I'll probably put it up on the screen. And the Perfect Tee is a long sleeve, relaxed cotton tee. It's like a thick cotton, so it's not see-through. And then it has snaps on the sleeve that turn it into a short sleeve shirt. It's like a really nice basic piece, unisex, genderless. I was afraid that if I produced them in like a more trendy color, that it would become not sellable from season to season. And also, it's really hard to control the environmental impact of dye done by a factory or by someone that you don't closely trust. And while I do trust my factory, at the time I was producing these, it was one of my first times working with them, and I didn't have as much of a relationship. So we produced everything in white, and you're gonna see me basically hand dyeing the amount that they want for the store in small batches in my home. So I dye a lot of the pieces. We're moving away from any artificial dyes this year, so 2025 we should be only using natural dye, which is exciting. You'll also see me attaching some tags and getting everything just like steamed, prepped, and ready to go. A little bit of a start this morning. When you're dyeing something, it's important to always do a little test piece with the same fabric that you will be dyeing. This ensures that everything will be the correct color. And then we are using RIT dye, but we use a smaller amount than the package says. And we use like one container for 20 shirts, and each shirt ends up with its own kind of unique finish and color because of that. And here you can see me sewing on all of our handmade labels for our branding. Another thing is I've been taking a course through Coursera, which is the Google SEO and Analytics course. I think it's important to like continuously be refining your skills, building your resume. Just because I'm self-employed doesn't mean that I don't want to be keeping up with my skills and developing transferable skills that could be used in the future at a different job. Each course within the certificate has like 4 modules and it's self-paced, so I can do like a lot of it in bulk and then take a break and go back to it. I really like that it's self-paced and that I can just kind of work through the material. There's a lot of like supporting material and links and resources that I'm learning about. And as I do run an e-com store, I think it's really important that I am aware of like best SEO practices and how to get the website to rank better. So that's been kind of exciting and something I'm doing this month. I think on average they said it's like a 3 to 6 month course, but I think I'm gonna finish it closer to the 3-month mark. Like I said earlier this week, I also had to do a restock at my second store location, which is called the Butterfly Club. I used to work with their team last year when they were at their first location, which was on the Lower East Side. Similar to the Canvas, it's all sustainable brands. They do more of like a showroom environment, so you can make shopping appointments to stop by and like go try on the clothing and shop around. They have, I think, 15 woman-owned sustainable small brands. And then the owner, Maddie, has also been making a lot of events, and I think that my brand might host an event in the spring, which I'm excited about. It's not 100% locked in yet, and we're still working out the details. The first part of the day was spent doing admin work. You can see me updating my master spreadsheet on inventory, descriptions, measurements, product. Organizations become really important as I'm now selling online and into physical locations. This is also my first time ever having to make hang tags or experiment with more physical branding, opposed to just having clothing tags in the apparel garments. So that's been an interesting challenge and something I'm hoping to improve at. It's just difficult because I also don't want to create more waste or more paper and plastic being used in my products. But that's definitely something this year I'm looking to create a better system for and make more aesthetic and more branded for my brand. I live pretty far uptown, so the trek to the Butterfly Club is about an hour and a half. I'm rocking these vintage reworked jeans that I thrifted when I was in Vancouver for Vancouver Fashion Week last year. And this vintage jacket, it's like a iridescent grayish purple puffer from Buffalo Exchange. These are the Tiva Remember camp slippers in olive, and I absolutely love them. I love that you can wear them 2 different ways. Modular fashion, as I've said, is something I adore, and they're so comfortable and have replaced my sneakers. I then have a denim patchwork tote from my brand, part of our zero waste initiative, and then my day-to-day purse, which is a hand-me-down bag from Free People. It's this yellow color, and it's just such a good shape, such a good style. And yes, I still wear my mask on the subway because I care about the people around me and my own health. I would recommend that more people continue to do this. The Butterfly Club is at 199 Cook Street. You can see it right there. Here are year-round pants on one of her mannequins and her adorable little dog. Here's an arrangement of some of the other brands and some of the artwork hanging around. The owner's grandfather was actually an artist and made those torsos, which is super cool. Here's my rack of my stuff, which is super cute. The whole space is just really nice and open, very fresh and clean. I did some stock and inventory counts with her and then generated some content before heading back home. Yeah, and the rest of this week was just, I spent a lot of time with my partner. I caught up with some friends. I had moved some plans around because of when I got sick, and I had to go to the post office for my brand and also for some things that I had sold on Depop and Poshmark. We tried this new tea house. I don't know if I don't want to talk negatively about it because it was a good experience, but I will say it was very expensive for tea. But it was a very cool vibe. It was very peaceful. It like forced us to like calm down and like slow down and think and like enjoy the ambiance. But I don't know if I would necessarily go back again. I think there's other tea houses and coffee houses that foster a similar experience for a lower price point and with less rules inside. I hope everyone has an amazing rest of their week, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the behind the scenes of what it's like running an independent slow fashion apparel brand in New York City. If you have any direct questions about my brand or my life or anything you want to talk about, let me know down below or shoot me an email or something, and I'd be happy to chat.